there,
Okoye,
was even reportedly flogged by some thugs, hired thugs, hoodlums, street urchins at that time. So you can see the level that it has degenerated.
It happens to be like he was the one chosen by the.
That's what I'm saying.
PDP
He's the one that is favored, that is chosen. But again, you've seen all the all the hullabaloo that has happened as a result of this. If the general election comes today, I don't know if PDP is in a position to compete in that election because of so much. Then Labour too, of course. You have known what has happened between Abure, Lamidi, Apapa, and all of that. And, you don't even know the position of Peter Obi, even in Labour at the moment, as it stands. As an individual, he still has some level of popularity that he has. But again, we don't have independent candidates in Nigeria. You have to be fielded by a political party. And that is where it becomes a bit difficult, because a house that is divided against itself, the good books told us, cannot stand. So when you look at the two major opposition parties, even within the what is this Kwankwaso's
NNPP.
NNPP. Now, it's not everybody that is on the same that I used to have before Kwankwasia movement and all of that. All of that too, there is a division within the ranks. So if all the opposition parties, you have this division within their ranks, would they be able to put themselves together? Not too long ago, you also agree with me that some attempts were made at, okay, can there be a big merger? But again, the place...
Coalition.
Yes, a coalition, which is a merger now. A coalition, which may be akin to what happened in the build-up to the 2015 general election, where some governors pulled out of PDP who were dissatisfied. And they called them the new PDP, also came, and we have people from ACN led by the now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we also have elements from CPC led by the former President Muhammadu Buhari. And when they all came together, collapsed structures together, and funding came from those who are coming from wherever, then they were able to mount the level of opposition they mounted, and the rest, as they say, is history. But when you look at the parties that we have, the NPP, look at Labour Party and PDP, it's even difficult to see that happening. And Atiku is still interested in 2027.
And that's a big obstacle.
Which is a big obstacle. Obi had said that he would not just accept to play second fiddle to anybody. So that's another way of saying he's his own man too for 2027. And I don't see Rabiu Kwankwaso also accepting
to play
that.
There's an issue of pride.
It's an issue of a personal political ambition and maybe ego to a large extent.
So how do you think the ACN was able to win through to get this APC? Because the coalition actually made it happen.
The coalition made it happen
for the ACN calling the APC
CPC and the disgruntled elements from PDP.
So now it seems to be like what the likes of El Rufai, the likes of Kwankwaso, Obi. Though Obi has denied that there's no meeting, on coalition. Even Atiku has also denied. But El Rufai, Kwankwaso have been looking at that, formality of trying to make a coalition. Do you think that will overturn the issue of one-party states?
Well, if they can put their hearts together, that will have assisted a great deal. But unfortunately, I doubt if they can actually put all of their interests together.
Why do you say so?
Because each of the candidates is kind of overbearing.
And they have their own personal ambitions.
Yes, they have their personal interests, personal ambition, and all of that. And of course, the factor that led, the example that my good friend made, the factor that led to the
emergence of
arrangement, then that resulted in APC was possible because they all have one presidential candidate they feel can win the election.
And queued behind him.
And queued behind him. At that time, Buhari had a reputation for getting close to 24 million votes. Okay, both those who voted and those who didn't vote, and all of that. So everybody wanted to use that as a leverage to build that new party. But such a thing is not existing now. And of course, that the dispersal of power between the political parties also had created problems. You find situation where the party in power has been able to pull out many of the strengths, those who are the strength in most of these other political parties, into the government. Into the government by giving them jobs in the government, either as ministers or as a chairman of boards and all of that. So that seems to be attracting a lot of people. And then also you find that, just like he also observed earlier on, and he said, Nigerians naturally gravitate towards wherever
it is happening.
The food is.
So and that's why you find the National Assembly almost queuing after the president. You saw what happened during the budget, where the president
budget presentation,
yes, where instead of singing the national anthem, it was the personal song of the president. On your mandate we shall stand. That they were singing
at the National Assembly.
At our National Assembly. So all of that put together, most of the senators don't even think they should remain in their respective party.
I think even promised them, or probably just
about that all of them will be re-elected.
That
all of them will be re-elected, and that was the presidential proclamation, if you ask me, because it can be held. The politicians know how to hold, and that make many of them to be interested in going into the party, the president's party. And of course, the way, just like Oshomole said, like my good brother was saying earlier on, just like Oshomole told all the politicians, if you come into APC, your sins will be forgiven.
Sins are forgiven.
All right. So that particular philosophy, is palliative to politicians.
Big palliative.
It's palliative to them, and that means you don't have the FCC breathing on your neck. That means that whatever you do with impunity, you have some federal cover.
But the former governor of
Kogi
State, yes, was, I mean, he's a member of the APC.
It was a drama.
It was a drama.
If you saw what happened when he went to the EFCC. He was not arrested. He was not detained.
He was not detained.
They just allowed him to go, which is unusual.
And look at how his bail was also arranged.
Yes.
And the sum, and you look at the monies of the allegations.
The
amount of the allegations.
Yes, and what has come out of it up to now? Nothing.
Up to now, what has been done?
Nothing.
He has not suffered any forfeiture.
Of course,
there has been no conviction.
No seizure of any kind.
There has been no conviction, and you are not too sure there will be conviction.
It can be.
All right, Lagos, let's turn the table. It's time for you to be part of this conversation right here on Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM. Call us 0903-714-2798. 0903-714-2798. Or 0705-890-4927. 0705-890-4927. Don't forget you can send us message to our WhatsApp 0705-690-927. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is James. I'm calling from Hogba.
All right, James from Hogba, please make your comment.
Okay, what I want to say about Beldo, they know what they are doing. Even the SEC, they are just deceiving Nigeria. They know what they are doing.
All right.
Because you cannot tell me that somebody who steals billions of naira, not detain him, now arrest him. So they know what they are doing.
All right, thank you very much for your comment there. Hello, good morning. Oh, please call us back 0705-890-4927. 0705-890-4927 or 0903-714-2798. 0903-714-2798. I mean, at the beginning of the show, I took you back to how the history of a one-party state, how it all began, even right here in Lagos, talking about the NDDP, but it doesn't exist anymore and all of that. But now let's look at this. I mean, Barrister, you heard about Oluwagba talking about the threat, the conflicting judgment, by electoral court. Is this not hate? Is it not part of the hate to all of this corruption we're talking about that leading to a one-party state?
Well, it's also part of it. You see, the courts have not been able to discover the jurisprudence to address Nigerian political crisis.
Don't forget, recently their payment was increased about 300%.
Obviously, there had been a lot of impetus for the judiciary, at least from the government, but this particular government. And I want to say that the judiciary have not lived up to expectation. Well, if you get to the courts, most of today, the political cases are given priority over all other cases. Whether it's murder case, whether it is human rights matters, the political cases are given top priority. But you find that
why is it that? Is it
we don't
cash
know.
cow or?
We don't know. The rest of all the judicial, all the legal matters are put aside for political matters to take precedence. It takes you at least 4 years to get a date in the Supreme Court as of today.
4 years.
4 years. It will take you 4 years to get a date to list a matter at the Supreme Court. But for political cases, they get dates almost by the week.
Wow.
Almost by the week. So we have that problem on the ground. It's as if our courts are now serving these politicians and political issues alone. Okay, they are giving expedited treatment and all of that, but the rest of other matters they are not taking. So we have that problem on one hand. On the other hand, you also have the problem of lack of certain jurisdiction, precise jurisdiction on how to address political matters. Most of our courts feel that their duty on the bench is that of regime protection. What I mean is that when government makes mistakes, okay, instead of declaring what the law is, you try to help assist them to get out of it and to protect themselves and still build their reputation and still redeem their
What
image.
about, again, a situation that I find a bit ludicrous is when the same matter has been brought before different courts, but of the same,
that's the third aspect.
of the same coordinate jurisdiction.
Yes.
And they will come up with
Different judgment.
different judgments.
Yes. Yes. That's why I say lack of jurisprudence. Okay. Because if you look at it, okay, the same set of facts treated, you find judges giving even of the same court. A court of appeal will give a judgment, a division of a court of appeal will give a judgment, and another division of that same court of appeal sitting in that same will give a contrary decision on the same set of facts. So it looks as if we are contradicting ourselves. It looks as if we are not making headway.
Is that not a finger of corruption in the system?
Well, some people have pointed to corruption, but I want to say that really it's a lot of factors that are involved. A lot of factors. For instance, the recruitment process of judges is a big problem. It is over-politicized. And the best don't necessarily get the appointment. So that's one aspect of the problem. And this idea of bringing children of celebrities, people well-known into the bench and all of that. Some people's fathers are judges, some people's fathers are senior advocates and all of that. That has been one of the major problems we have been having. Some of us have complained about some of this recruitment process. It's not open. It's not openly done. It's not transparent.
How is it supposed to be?
Some of the time it's not based on merit. Okay. So, like, the appointment is supposed to be an open appointment. There should be contributions by members of the public, on the integrity and character of some of those that are to be appointed. But all of that is not put out. Okay. And then the overbearing influence of governors in the selection of even those who sit, traditional rulers, their involvement in the selection of those who sit as judges. All of these are the reason why you have corruption today in the bench.
System. Wow. There's a saying that I decide to take you as the judge. Are you not going to pay by my...
That's the point I'm making.
So how then do this recruitment get away from the hands of the federal government? How can it be an independent body?
Well, there has to be a review of the laws, obviously. There has to be a total overhauling of the laws. And the law is, as of today, the law is clear what should be done. Okay. But it is the implementation. Some of the time, the processes for selection, the kind of people that are selected, the secrecy at which it is done. And all of that, so people cannot make public contribution, to know who are the people, for instance, that have been appointed. All right? And then for people who have information, to be able to come up and say, this judge should not be appointed for this reason, for that reason, for this reason. Okay, if they allow the public to get, like in the American system, judges are put in the open place. Their names are put in the open place for people to give information even before they are state, to listen to Wike, whatever he says. And there was an attempt to put a Wike's man in charge of the APC, even in Rivers State, which was rebuffed by the governor. And all of that. So all of this put together, you see that a lot of people are working and destabilizing the other parties. And people are getting benefit from the government.
All right, so let me come to Mr. Benga. We know he doesn't have very much time. He quickly asked before you leave. Let's take. But I mean, the prominent chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Segun Showunmi, I'm sure you know him. You know, has said that talking about the Wike and the Fubara issue, that if this issue remain unresolved, that definitely Nigerians will go to suffer a one-party state. Do you agree with him?
Well, it's one of the elements and it's one of the manifestations of what we are still talking about, of the fear now. Because as it stands now from the body language and what we are seeing now the final battle now is left for the 2027 general election, where obviously you know that Wike will not work for the re-election of Fubara.
No.
Definitely is going
Not
to be
even
back
for
in.
Atiku. If Atiku
Not even
emerge.
for Atiku. If Atiku still emerge
as a
party, as the flag bearer of the presidential flag bearer of PDP, definitely is going to work against that. So you will see it play out clearly when the elections come in 2027. I mean, nobody is being pretentious about it.
Yeah.
Wike is no longer pretentious about
No.
it. Though, in fairness to him, he was never pretentious about it.
Yeah.
And the governor, too, is not fooling himself that Wike is coming to support them. He knows that. The line has been drawn. And it's a battle
Makinde
line.
too also will not support anybody other than APC presidential.
APC presidential candidate. All of them that were in G5 then, I don't think any of them will support any candidate that PDP will put forward at that time. And these are still card-carrying influential members of PDP.
You know.
So you can now say
game, it seems
that
to
their
be like
presence
back in
in
the
that
days
party has become disruptive and damaging to the chances of the party.
But Atiku is saying that it's nothing to him. He's saying
Well,
that it's not a
it was
distraction.
What led to him?
It will be
losing the
what
last-
led to him losing the
last
election.
election.
He's just been bullish.
Yes.
He's just been bullish about it. In his heart of heart, he knows. And it's a concerning factor for him. He knows.
That's why he
but
lost.
it's just that he cannot do a vault face
Yes.
and come out publicly to accept it. He knows why he lost. And he knows why there may still be problem for him in 2027.
All right, Lagos, you can be part of this conversation, right? Mr. James, thank you very much. I mean, we have to let you go. We know you have a
Always a
very,
pleasure.
very busy schedule.
Always a pleasure, man.
My good
All
friend
right,
is leaving me
Lagos.
alone now.
Lagos, you can be part of this conversation. 0705-890-4927. 0705-890-4927. Or 0903-714-2798. 0903-714-2798. Don't forget you can send us message via WhatsApp on the 0705-690-0927. 0705-690-0927. Okay, got your message right here, but you didn't state your name. Dear Leonard Man in the studio, please, it wasn't the coalition that made Buhari to win. It was the integrity of Jonathan. He said, if you would accept clear facts, Atiku defeated Buhari but wasn't allowed to rule. Obi defeated Tinubu but was rigged out as well. God shall help Nigeria in due time. Let's everyone keep praying. Okay, Festus from Ibeju Lekki, we got your message there. Barrister, do you agree with what a gentleman said with Ibeju Lekki?
That which aspect of what he said?
I mean, he's saying that Atiku, defeated Buhari, but wasn't allowed to rule, and that it wasn't coalition that made Buhari to. But let's quickly go to the phone lines on this. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, please call back 0705-890-4927. 0705-890-4927 or 0903-714-2798. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you all in the studio.
All right, good morning to you too. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Prince YS, calling you from Amuodofe.
All right, please make your comment.
This is the first time of joining your show, and I really appreciate all of you in this video.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you too.
Okay. You see, 2014, it is a patient of Asiwaju that made the coalition to work. But it's having only one government then, and Tinubu is having 5. Because the other in Southwest. But he had patience for Buhari because Buhari contested 3 times and he failed. The moment he liaised with the ACN, joined together, they were for him. So can these people now, can any one of them step down for another? That's a big problem. So when you talk of politics in this country today, I will rate Absiaju as one of the best politicians that you know to play the politics. If he agrees take over you, he will never do something. That's my standing for it.
All right, thank you very, very much for that. Yes, I keep your call coming in 0903 714 2798. 0903 714 2798. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, please call back. Call the other line 0903 714 2798. Or call us on the 0805 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927. All right, this is coming from Olamilekan from Lagos. Said it's true that the righteous don't last, but the wicked do last in the land. I want to give tribute to the late Pa Debanjo and now Pa Edwin Clark. These are and how is the person that says it all, no matter how tax master tried to use ethnic and religious bigotry to divide Nigerians for election gains in 2023. He also said that what will your corrupt taxpayer vote by compromiser of institutions, ethnic and religious divider, Agbero, breeder, and destroyer of education be remembered for? It's a shame. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, you have Ambassador Musa here from Shagari State, aka Mr. Solution.
All right, Mr.
No,
Solution.
that 39 is not working. Switch off. Check. Your MTN line 00937 is switched off. I've been trying for some time now.
All right, maybe just network. Go ahead.
Your guys have spoke well. You see, to me, when we discuss the problem, what about the solution? What are the way out? You know, politicians always have their way. You cannot blame if APC or the person try to make a Nigerian party stay. Who do you blame? Which means the other party are not sincere, are not serious, they are not determined. So that's the reason. If they are so determined, why are they jumping fence to the other party? So if they jump fence to the other party, it's a plus to the other party. So let them check themselves. All I know is that as a people, if we want to go the step of the politicians, we can go. But if we want to stand as a people, to checkmate, they ask a question. But we did not do that. All we know that that's the azonto with the politicians, because maybe we start to benefit from them. It shouldn't be. Let us stand out. Ask them question. Put them on their toes. That's the solution. To me, I believe we are not ready yet. Maybe tomorrow we're going to do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that one. Okay, Barrister, I mean, with all of these issues, do you think that this one-party state, there's a danger to this one-party state?
Yes, there's okay.
Okay, let's quickly pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm coming from the opposite of Jobara.
All right, please, can you turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you properly?
Okay. Let me do that.
So can you hear us now?
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I can hear now.
Go ahead.
So really, in a political parties, what matters is that the present government, the performance will tell everything. If there is justice, if there is right justice, and people are really seeing what they are doing, it is the masses, the voters, that can take the ruling government out. So it doesn't matter the party. Let's see the record. Let the whole people are seeing what they are doing. So whether anything is happening, is the people, the voters, the electorate are the one that will decide who will rule them, whether they like it or not.
And you think the voters have not compromised things, or probably the election, the politicians have not infiltrated
well, we have
the
Nigerians
voters?
that have integrity, just like me. During that political party, then there was a polling booth in my area. I went. They wanted to push me to vote. I rejected. I went to.
You can't even complain about it. You can't even complain about it anymore. You know, all the law enforcement agencies are all involved in assisting political parties to rig election. Okay, people are being compelled to vote against their conscience, just like the example he has just given. So all of this put together makes it difficult for us to actually say this is the way to go as a nation. But the truth is that Nigeria under no circumstance should allow a one-party structure, whether by deception or by direction. As it is going now, like when I said earlier, it's not that there are no other political parties. When I said that Nigeria is already in a one-party state, you know, there is deliberate move to pull out and keep pulling a lot of people out of other political parties. All right, and with that, by the time you have an aggregation of all major politicians in one political party, it doesn't matter how many other parties you have, you still have a one-party state.
Wow. But the way it is, President Jonathan had said that politicians will definitely behave well. I mean, if when we reject bad behavior. He has said that the way it is right now, he has also called for the eradication of military during elections.
Yes.
Do you agree to that?
Yes, of course, the military has no business in conducting election.
But it seems that that's one of the tools.
Yes, it's one of a major tool. The military harasses voters. They make sure that ballot boxes are taken away and all of that.
Is that? Are you sure about that? Is that allegation?
No. In most of the elections that I've been involved in, some of the times that if you see the way they brutalize even members of the public, they see the thugs at work. They don't arrest the thugs. The political thugs that are compelling people to vote for a political party, they don't touch them. They don't do anything to them. So that's the problem. You go to any of the polling booths on any of the election days, most of the stolen equipment, most of these ballot boxes, you know, you ask yourself, how are people able to steal ballot boxes even with the presence of soldiers and all these law enforcement agents there? It's with connivance and conspiracy. So it's obvious that what we have now is a decadent system, and we are beginning to institutionalize it. And that's my fear about what is going on now.
But like I said, the danger of one-party state. What do you think are the dangers of this one-party state?
Number one,
how will it affect Nigerians?
There will be major abuse of power, abuse of official power. Official corruption will also be very high in a one-party state. Then you also have political repression. Okay, there will be no respect for human rights. Okay, and then you find that a lot of things will go wrong. People will be using state apparatus for private interest and all of that. And that's why we are saying that Nigeria does not need, we have a multi-religious, multi-ethnic nation. In Nigeria now, to put stability into our polity, if you ask me, is competition. There has to be serious competition. There has to be serious opposition. A lot of time, I listen to government spokesmen, you know, attack critics and all that, as if they have no right to criticize and all of that. Country who had criticized opposition the way APC criticized PDP when they were in government. I'm not sure. With propagandas, we saw what Lai Mohammed was doing in those days and all of that. So why are they now resistant to criticism? Why are they now resistant to advice? Why are they resistant to the truth? Why are they resistant to justice?
What truth?
The truth of what is happening in our nation. The truth of what is happening in our nation. This aggregation of political power, this infiltration of political parties, we have seen it happen, and it's happening over and over again. So the point I'm making is that, look, Nigerians have to stand up and decide what kind of nation they want. Okay, if we leave it to these politicians, what will have, all our national interests, our national patrimony will be lost. Will be lost because the politicians, they have no interest of the nation at heart. They have no interest of the welfare of the people at heart. They are just there for their own self-aggrandizement.
All right, Lagos, don't forget you can be part of this conversation. Keep your message coming in also on WhatsApp, 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. That's a WhatsApp number. Also, call us right here on 0903 714 2798. 0903 714-2798. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is Ambassador Musbao. Mr. Solution once again.
Please quickly.
Let your guest said that. I want to disagree with him, but we end it. Fantastic. Look, politicians, no more opposition. Any opposition is for themselves. The opposition in a political party.
So is Labour Party not an opposition? Is PDP not an opposition?
Look,
is SDP not an opposition?
Nah. You know what I'm saying is that if political parties try to form an opposition, is to bring down the political party and get power. Do you understand me now? Not for the interest of Nigeria. They will do everything to bring the political party down, in power down, and the Azul power do the same thing. But the solution is you ordinary people, ordinary Nigerians, we should just do away with sentiment, political party or whatever, and focus on this politics. That's why they have that way. They have no, the opposition they have is political. We should be the best opposition for them. Assembly member, if they fail to do the needful, we try to recall them. It is in the constitution, we can do it. If my senators represent me very well, I can threaten him with recall. That is the solution. We people should not focus on this politician because they are the same people from Palo to Yara to Inaru. They are with themselves. But you and I need to do the needful. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Barrister, I mean, I want to challenge you on this. Yes. You said that this issue of political parties and all politicians is for themselves. But don't forget, Labour Party, out of Labour Party, we had this viral obedience. And sometimes a lot of youth, tune into that obedient movement and all. So is that not influence of a political party or influence of a personality?
No. You see, Nigerians know the kind of leaders they want. And what you are saying is a mass movement. It's a mass movement of Nigerians. What we call the obedient movement. And it's all because certain people in the country, a lot of people in the country are interested in Peter Obi as a person. It's not because they are interested in Labour Party. You can see what is happening even in Labour Party. Okay, the friction between NSC and even the party executive. Not to talk of even the pocket of crisis, even for the executive of that same party, Labour Party itself. But Peter Obi stands clear. In fact, he's one politician in Nigeria today that has his own followers, and they are monolithic about their support for him. But the point we are saying is that we are looking at political party. Yes, the last speaker said something that I partly agree with. That look, Nigerian people need to be active. They need to be more involved in the matters of this country. He mentioned the issue of recalling even some of these men and all of that. But you discover that the way Nigerian politicians work, they work as if they are working for Satan. And I will tell you what I mean.
All right, before you come to how you mean. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume in your radio set so we can hear you properly, please?
Yeah, I've turned it down.
Please go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Karim, calling from Akpagbo.
All right, Karim from Akpagbo. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. I would like to share a light on how these American people do their voting. I was there. See, Nigerians doesn't understand democracy the way it works from those people that brought it to us. Yes. Card-carrying members of a party, if you watch the Republicans in U.S. and the Democrats, they have people that they call card-carrying members. See, the rest of the citizens, these two parties will bring two people out. Then the citizens will look at the monkey and the goat. Which one is better for us? You can see the past election. Though they are going through a lot now. But Nigerians, you believe ordinary person will say, I'm PDP, Ordinary person will say I'm APC. Ordinary person will say I'm Labour. No. Let these three parties bring people out. Then we will look at them, assess them, then go to the voting.
They do that during the primaries, I guess. They do that during the primaries.
No, the primaries is different. No, they do the primaries over there too. When I was in US, I was there when Reagan and Jimmy Carter were slotting in out. I voted Reagan. I'm a Democrat. Because of what? Because I knew Reagan is going to give us some amnesty for our illegal aliens. So you look at something they will bring that will benefit you, then you follow them. I'm still a Democrat if I'm in US today. In Nigeria here, I don't belong to any party. I just look at whoever they bring out. Then I'll assess it by myself. That is where we are getting it wrong. There's nothing like you can say, I'm an SEC man, I'm this, then you'll be fighting people all over the country. No. Let them bring their permanent people out. Then you look at which one do you like. And you know it's going to help the country. That's all. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Barrister, you were trying to round up. You trying to say, well, serving the devil and all that.
Yes, I said Nigerian politicians they behave as if they are serving the devil. They are serving Satan.
How do you mean?
Well, you know that they have alternatives that are unlawful, illegal. Most of them keep talks to project their interests also. Some of them have assassins that they use to be able to achieve some of their objectives.
How are you sure about these allegations, Barrister?
A case in point, the election that happened in Lagos during that last election that happened, the Sanwo-Olu election, we saw the display of thuggery all over state. People were beaten, people were caught, thugs were used to steal ballot boxes. People were compelled to vote for parties that they did not intend to vote for. In this same Lagos state, and the same apply in some other state too, in the eastern region also. In the north, there were records of people compelled to vote and a lot of overvoting. Nigerian politicians will go to any extent because they are almost all of them are Machiavellian. The end justify the means when they are seeking political office, and that's why this problem of corruption that we are talking about, the problem of one-party state, repression, and lack of credible opposition. That's why it's happening, because everybody wants to be in government, and if they are not in government, they switch over to the government and support the government so that they can have a piece of the cake and all of that. And until we sanitize our polity, until we begin to hold our politicians accountable, and then also insist on advocacy and public enlightenment, and then the Nigerian people too rising up to take the destiny of their nation in their hand, the politicians will continue to run us the way they are running us.
All right. We have a message here from Lagos. Before 2027 election, Nigerians must seek for electoral reforms. Firstly, remove Yakubu and his gangs. Also, the executive must not select INEC chairman, but Nigerians must choose themselves, like Mike Igini, who will never compromise, seek independent candidacy. Nigerians must march to the Senate and House of Reps to seek reforms for this change. If they do, free and fair election without vote buying, Agbero, intimidation, cash and carry INEC and judiciary, police conspiracy, APC won't win the state. That trademark case study 2023 elections in Lagos and many parts of the country. It's a shame.
That's just what I've just said.
The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Well, okay, you can keep your call coming in, and let's just pick one or more two calls before we call it a wrap of the show. 0903 714 2798 0903 714 2798 or 0705 890 4927 0705 890 4927. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Banana Island.
All right, please, Victor, go ahead.
Allow those that do not even go to school to rule us, and those to rule us, and those that call themselves sons, barristers, and the rest, they cannot do anything. The Nigerian people have allowed those that have nothing to contribute to Nigerians to be in the realm of affairs. We're not going anywhere with these people. It's until we rise up to stop this wrong act, nothing is going to happen in Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Thank you very much for that. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, Tricolor's back. Barrister, I mean, because of our time, quickly, all of this conversation about one-party state. Now, you're saying that Labour Party, NNPP, the PDP, do you think they are ready for 2027?
They are not. The political terrain, you will understand what is going on. And then the use of the carrot method to get people into the party. And then the strong use of apparatus of state. See what happened, for instance, in Lagos State. Where the House of Assembly in Lagos State is a show of shame. I don't know why the DSS, for instance, should take over a House of Assembly of a state. That is government against government. It's an aberration. It's absurd. And meanwhile, the DSS have no business being in that house. You can imagine, without a court order, without any judgment, you lock up a House of Assembly and prevent people from performing their political function. That's the kind of thing we are talking about. It can only happen in a very powerful state, a deep state, where there is aggregation of political authority in one single entity. That's the kind of, and it's going to get worse. The more power the present government amass, the more they accumulate strength, the more the power of the Nigerian people, the power of